of a dog or a pup in a very big.
Did you say you're a thought?
Like yes, and I realized that I said that, but I meant THOUGHT.
Yeah, like something you were thinking about.
Not THOT.
I got it. I know what I did.
Let's clarify that one.
That's why I just kept moving. As soon as I said it, and I just kept moving along. But I'm glad you caught it. High five.
Gotcha. Come on. Made for TV.
A thought.
You know what I mean?
A thought.
Listen, but technically I am a thought. In cannabis, I mean, if you think about the actual, like, you know, the thought behind it, I am a thought.
The
like,
thought behind the
literally
thought.
a thought.
Yeah. You
Like,
are the thought
whatever.
behind the thought. All right, guys, we're wrapping it up. Day 2 of Hall of Flowers. I'm here with Big Bill from the Beard Bros and Tiana from Queen Mary. Tiana, we got a bunch of questions for you, and we're really just trying to dig into who you are and what you do.
Very good.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Yes, Queen Mary. I am the founder and CEO of an edible brand out of Los Angeles. We are premium health and wellness edibles. We do have the only and the first that I know of daily cannabis regimen on the market. So it consists of 3 products for morning, noon, and night. Energy, focus, sleep. 3 easy words. So we have a boost tincture in the morning with THCV and vitamin D. We have a daytime gummy with rhodiola and vitamin B12 infused into it. And rhodiola is a natural adaptogen that is a mood elevator. It helps with anxiety and depression. And then also, you know, as a lot of us are vitamin B deficient, so vitamin B helps with energy and focus. So that's got that name Enchanted because it gets you through your day. And then, of course, our last and biggest seller is our Moonstrut gummy. It is a pain relief sleep aid. It has got linalool and CBN infused into it, and it is not hemp derived. We actually use real cannabis, so I think that's what sets it apart from a lot of the CBN gummies out there. We also work with a time release formulation with the CBN. So all of our gummies and our edibles are fast-acting nano-emulsified cannabis, and what that means is we literally turn oil into water. Like we put this oil into a vat, we spin the machine so fast it breaks down to small particles, encapsulates it into water, and there you get voila, liquid cannabis, which affects your nervous system very differently. So now we are able to time and do our edibles in a way that we can microdose and still get through our day. So long gone are the days of I took an edible, I don't know when it hit, and now I'm somewhere lying on beds in Macy's in the mall, you know?
Yeah, or I'm not eating the whole
So that
tray.
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So basically we've designed as a system for that. The reason or the purpose of our products is to provide a natural alternative to addictive prescriptions. And so everything is nano-emulsified, so it's fast-acting, vegan. We just launched everything to be sugar-free now, and it's also full-spectrum single-strain rosin. So vegan, fast-acting, sugar, rosin edibles.
So are you using vitamin D3 or D2 in your initial?
We use vitamin D3 in our tincture with the THCV, which is a cannabinoid that it mimics the effects of caffeine without the jitters and the crash.
That's like a lichen-based D3?
Yeah.
It's vegan?
No, yes, it is. In which there's 2 words, and I'm not the scientist. One of them's like not good, and one of them, and we have the better one. Don't ask me what that is. Listen, I did not get my chemistry degree.
Sure.
Well, Tiana, we know each other because we're both social equity applicants from the city of Los Angeles.
Yes.
And as you can hear by the description and the nuances with your product, you put a lot of thought into it. They were specific and they were targeted. 2 things. First of all, I would like you to go through the multitude of awards that you've won. And then my question to you is going to be, as a small brand, social equity, we're all underfunded. I would like you to talk about how you've scaled, because you don't operate just in California, but we'll hear that from you after the list of awards. I got to hear the list of awards.
Yeah, so the list of awards, it's funny. My first award that I won coming out the gate, I won the big dog. I won the Emerald Cup. And I mean, I was really excited about that because I didn't even really know about it. That's how green I was, no pun intended, in the industry. It was a friend of mine said, hey, I launched my products in October of 21. You have to have your, we had to have your submissions in by February. So 4 months had gone by. I was brand new, 4 months into the industry. No one knew who I was. I was in one store. I said, okay, I'll send a case off to the Emerald Cup, and heard nothing. And then fast forward May the following year, because they were having this, they had sent out an email, and I was ignoring it because I was like, I'm not going. I just was fine. And then it was actually, I believe, at Hall of Flowers in Palm Springs, just before the Emerald Cup that in 21 that happened, that the lady found me. She was like, you haven't RSVP'd. You're not. And I was like, we've been looking for you. I can't tell you that what you won, but like you're getting an award,
You need to come.
so you need to go. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, okay. And so that was my first,
I love
the
it.
Emerald Cup, and then every year running, I have won the Emerald Cup in my category.
And the beautiful part about that is it was your product. It was your
my
product that
product.
did that because you didn't have a brand, a name. It was
didn't have
just your
anything.
product. That's awesome.
I did, and I get asked that a lot. People are like, oh, those contests are rigged. And I'm like, listen, I can say one thing about the Emerald Cup. They did not know who I was. I just came out of nowhere. So I was very
love
honored
it.
to be done and then
Yeah.
to be introduced with you through all that.
Yeah.
So, and since then, I've won the Emerald Cup. I've won the WeedCon Cup in California, in Los Angeles. And I'm really big with the Farmers Cup down in San Diego, which is ironic because I'm not even in any San Diego locations. Like I'm in Ramona in one store. We're small.
Right.
We're only in a handful of stores. But I win the Emerald Cup every year. They love me down there.
Yeah. You won again this year.
I did.
So you've
I
won
did.
multiple Emerald Cups.
Emerald, yeah, 3 years in a row I've won for edibles.
I
Yes,
love it.
Yes.
Absolutely awesome.
Thank
well, let's
you.
talk about your scaling as a small brand.
Oh my gosh. So scaling has been beyond difficult. And I didn't really know what I was getting into. As a person coming into in the cannabis industry and in business in general, as green as I was, I had to learn a lot. And I'm a salesperson by nature. So selling the brand wasn't hard for me, but the logistics behind business was. And so when it came to scaling, I actually sold more than I had in inventory. And everyone was like, that's a great problem to have. Everyone else has got it. I'm like, but I have no money. So it's just as bad of a problem. I might have all these orders, but I don't have enough product to fill them.
Right.
And, I got all this buzz going, and I kind of crashed and burned after about 6 months because I ran out of money and I was on hold. And being the marketing person that I am, people didn't know. I was still showing up
Yep.
at events. I was still having my face around. And I had back orders for like 90 days that I was trying to get paid for the new run of inventory.
Right.
So I did that, and I learned it. I had to kind of back off and slowly scale a little more and figure out, less is more, and sometimes, but scaling is hard. And then trying to get into another state, and because it's cannabis, it's hard enough to be in, multi operations or in multi markets. But in cannabis, people don't realize, like, if Coca-Cola had to sell in all 50 states, that they have to set up a manufacturing
Yeah.
facility in 50 states. Well, you have to do that in cannabis. So of course I can't afford to barely manufacture here in California. I'm not getting $1 million license and $1 million warehouse and $1 million machines. So I had to find an avenue in which I can expand, and that became in the way of white labeling. And I hate that term very much because in the cannabis industry,
Right.
it's not like I buy a pre-bought product and slap my own label.
Right.
And it's a white label.
We like to call it licensing deals.
Yeah, licensing deals, basically. And we've done really well in the fact that I heard that, the most you're going to get is 10 or 15%. And I ended up realizing the key to scaling is controlling your supply chain. And I'm going to say that again because the key to scaling and making any money is controlling your supply chain. And I learned that quickly because otherwise, when I was going to manufacturers, they were setting my prices. And so when I go to my wholesale, I had no wiggle room. I couldn't cut. How do you cut costs? So once I realized that, and I had to reformulate my products in a way that I ordered everything for the thing. So I give now when I make my licensing deals,
Yep.
I literally provide them with every single ingredient down to the stickers, the packaging, the this and that, all of it, the marketing.
Yep.
Only thing they have to do as a licensed manufacturer in
Yep.
that state is purchase the THC that I need,
Yeah.
which I still oversee and approve those COAs and look at what strains
Yep.
are available. Because what's really hard is making consistent product across state lines when the weed is not the same.
Right.
Yep.
We know wine in Arizona is not wine in Napa Valley, just
Right.
like weed in
Well,
California, it can't be weed in Ohio.
I love that you figured it out because that's exactly how you have to do it. And that's exactly how we've done it at Beer Bros. We provide them with all the packaging, all the ingredients.
Yeah, you have to. And so that's what makes it. But then you also get into the thing is the biggest thing I can say is you really got to do your research and know who you're working with because it's a marriage. And I've had, I was supposed to launch in the state of Colorado last year and I had that manufacturing fall apart. I had another one in New Mexico fall apart.
Yep.
It's like, don't count your chickens before they're hatched and
Yep.
by that. Like until there's actual product on shelves in that state.
Yep, you're not there. You're not in that
If
state
you're not in
until you're in that
until
state.
you're in that state. There's a lot to learn in going over contracts, and there's so many things that you couldn't foresee that happen.
Yeah.
One of the manufacturers I was working with in Colorado, they crumbled on the inside out, and I found out last and was
Right.
like, hold on, and was trying to be patient as they rebuild because I've already paid them for the services and
Right.
provided everything.
You got to listen. Finding a partner is very much like marriage.
Yes.
You better date and figure out how everybody
you
operates.
Better date a lot. Listen, don't listen. And date a lot and date quickly. Like,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to go to first, second, third base and all the way home.
Business-wise,
you
yes.
gotta know. Mhm. Sorry, I'm gonna smoke.
No, you're absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
So as a small operator, it's not always easy to find capital and things such as that. So
No,
do you
it's
want
not.
to talk about anything like that?
Oh, sure. I had to get real creative. I'm still 100% self-funded. I do not have any investors or backers in this industry. And so that makes me a really, really, really small, not even a dog or a pup. I'm like a thought of a dog or a pup in a very big pup.
Did you say you're a thought?
Like, yes, and I realized that I said that, but I meant THOUGHT.
Yeah, like something you were thinking about.
Not THOT.
I got it. I know what I did.
Let's clarify that one.
That's why I just kept as soon as I said it, and I just kept moving along. But I'm glad you caught it. High five.
Gotcha. Come on. Made for TV.
A thought.
You know what I
A thought.
Listen, but technically I am a thought. In cannabis, I mean, if you think about the actual, the thought behind it, I am a thought.
The
like,
thought behind the
literally
thought.
a thought.
Yeah, you
like,
are the
whatever.
thought behind the thought.
So, yeah, but, when it comes to funding and being self-funded, I had to get really creative. I won a grant when I started for $10,000 from a company called Vertical. They have a grow out needles. They do Dab Daddy and stuff. They were being really generous.
Yeah.
People still had money in cannabis.
Yeah.
And that's where I started. And I started with my 2 gummies. And then when I made a little revenue, I added in my tincture to do my full daily cannabis regimen. And from there, I've had to grow from my own. I had to go to my mom. And literally, she borrowed from her 401k for me, took out early, took a huge tax.
I love it.
Bad bracket, savings income. And she gave me money. I was like, I can float. And that only happened because I got her on a call to co-sign a cannabis loan for me. And when she heard the term, she hung up and called me and said, hell,
have you lost your mind?
Yeah, it's cheaper to loan.
What are we doing? So I was at least lucky in that fact. But, now I've, been able to stay afloat long enough to be seen by the big boys.
Yep.
And so now I'm in, in deals and conversations with people, the Cannabis Company and, Curaleaf and all these bigger people are starting to recognize me. And
you win awards
money.
and that stuff starts
I win awards
happening.
And it sticks
I love
out.
it.
So literally there's a way to do it.
Well, listen, we've known each other for years now. I've always appreciated you. I appreciate you taking some time to come spend a little bit of time here with us.
Here?
I know it's amazing, isn't it?
I mean, really, I have to say really quick, and I know we have a short time, but I know you all cannot see what's going on here, but this event is monumental in the fact that it is open to the public. It is a weed consuming event. We took a B2B, one of the biggest B2B events, and turned it into a B2B one day and a direct to consumer day 2. And we have thousands of people that turned out. So thank you for the community that supports us and supports the tradition and the lifestyle of cannabis. We are good people, everyone here. There's no problems, there's no fights, there's no alcohol. Everyone's just smoking, chilling, and shopping. What else is there?
It's a great day. Listen, that is a fantastic wrap up for Hall of Flowers.
Yes.
Day 2. We are here on the Edwin Rubis Stage with Mita, Good Life Gang, and Beer Bros, and our friend Tiana from Queen Mary.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm so excited.